Hello and welcome back to Second Take Movies, a podcast where we give movies a second look, second chance, second take, if you will. I'm your host, Preston Jenkinson, and joining me after a week off, it's Jake Twido.
Hey, hi, how are ya?
I'm good. Watched another Spider-Man movie.
I just love, let's go ahead and just be honest. You and I just talked, and still, you start this, and I instinctively ask, how are you doing? Like, we haven't already had this discussion.
We haven't had like a 2 or 3 minute conversation before we started this.
Yeah. I don't know what. Every time I'm like,
it's performative.
I've been paying attention to podcasts. Everyone does that. And everyone in the media at some point is like, we've been talking for like an hour. Now we're recording. Yeah. Why are we doing this? But,
right. This week, we are continuing our jaunt through the Spider-Verse with The Amazing Spider-Man 2 starring Andrew Garfield and... Oh, what's her name? Emma
Stone, baby.
Emma Stone.
Yeah, son. It's my next wife, let me tell you.
The story of that is when New York is put under siege by Oscorp. It is up to Spider-Man to save the city he swore to protect as well as his loved ones. I don't know if that's the correct...
Yeah. No.
Siege by Oscorp? More like Electro and Harry, but I guess...
Ooh, the Harry. Ooh.
There's too much going on. There's too much going on in this movie.
Yeah. It's weird. It's a stacked acting cast. Like,
oh, yeah. Dane DeHaan, Jamie Foxx.
Campbell Scott.
Yeah.
Paul Giamatti plays the dumbest character of all time.
Oh, my God.
The only thing I wanted him to say is, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
I'm the Rhino.
Oh, I got some Spider-Man.
But as I told you in our conversation, there's a quick tease for like Kevin. One of the good things that came out of the Sony hack was Kevin Feige sent extensive notes to the producers of this movie, and I think they were mostly to Amy Pascal probably, and he had some thoughts because he could have possibly inherited this version of Spider-Man back in the day to be in the Avengers movie.
It's wild to think about, though. Like, it's 2014. Side note now, Hans Zimmer did the music to this. Didn't know it originally. This listen through, I went, man, whoever did the music, they got a really like Zimmer vibe. Oh, it's Hans Zimmer. That's why.
Zimmer.
It is him. Oh, crap. Thought it was you, too, doing the stage production.
The positive review from The Guardian, Zan Brooks, says Webb's film is bold and bright and possesses charm and abundance. It swings into the future and carries the audience with it.
Yeah. Sorry, had to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just realized the director of this movie is Mark Webb.
Yeah, you said it, and I went, 500 Days of Summer. Huh.
Well, he's directing a Spider-Man movie, and his name is Webb.
Oh, shoot. I didn't even think about that crap. That's why they picked him.
Mark Webb? Yeah, let's get him.
I think it's important for me to tell you, Mark Webb has made so many music videos.
I believe it.
Like, I mean, like Green Day, AFI, Good Charlotte, Maroon 5. I looked at this earlier. Ocean Avenue by Yellow Card. That was like, oh shoot.
My gosh. Wow.
But the guy knows what he's doing. Well,
yeah, somewhat.
Doesn't make a lot of movies.
Probably,
but he's making Snow White right now, the live action.
They're making another. Well, they haven't done a live action.
Can they just kill these dumb live actions, man?
The Lion King was the Lion King, but they just needed to put emotion on the animals' faces. Like,
yeah, it was uncomfortable.
That movie felt like a proof of concept. Like, we can do this.
Oh, it totally was. 100%. Freaking Favreau was like, I'm going to make a proof of concept and we're going to sell it.
Now, the Jungle Book that he did, I really like that one.
Yeah, that was pretty tight. Bill Murray. Great cast.
Yeah.
Great band. My favorite band right now is a band called Bill Murray.
There's a band called Bill Murray.
Oh yeah, it is. It is ridiculous. The dude's campaign, he leans into the meme.
Okay.
It's just weird, like cross genre rock thing.
Uh-huh.
But his whole spill is like, don't wipe. Animals don't have to. Why should you? It's a total joke, but it's a weird thing to linger on. So go ahead and save me and give me a negative review from that.
Oliver Littleton from the playlist says the film, like the original, feels very haphazardly structured, a hodgepodge collection of scenes rather than a unified whole. There's also no tonal consistency, with Webb lurking awkwardly from quippy comedy to brooding drama to high tragedy to in short spaces of time, undercutting all three modes as a result. Which,
yeah, you know what? That's pretty honest. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes the negative ones you read, I'm like, all right, this person's just a bitter person. But
no, this guy
yeah, dead on.
had a good point because spoiler alert, Kevin Feige said the same thing.
All right,
this movie.
Let me tell you something. Spider-Man's my favorite character. Okay. Sorry, I'm plugging stuff up before they die. Spider-Man's my favorite character. I realized while starting to watch this, Peter Parker's parents are dead.
Peter Parker.
And I don't know how they died. Peter Parker picked a pepper.
Well, I mean, usually...
And this movie's logic is dumb.
Yeah, like, they were spies? Like, what?
No, they weren't spies. They worked for Oscorp.
Yeah.
And then they found out they were doing bad things.
Yeah, because it starts with they're on an airplane. They're trying to get away with, I guess, his research after they've dropped off Peter in a private plane.
Yeah, which you find out later he puts his DNA in the stuff.
Yeah, which I hate.
This is stupid.
I hate that so much because that takes away from, like...
everything. Like, that's, to me...
It takes away the point of Spider-Man is that, like, anybody could have been bitten by that spider. It just happened to be Peter Parker.
Which, even more so, next week, that specific Spider-Man, there's no origin story.
Good.
It's just, you guys effing know who it is. Go for it. Which is how I feel about, I mean, like, Batman did the same.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson's.
Yeah.
Great. Don't give me bullcrap. Like, just go. Just go, man.
So his parents get killed in this plane crash.
Yeah, because they have, he records a video. And then, like, he's got stuff. Jet crashes.
Yeah, he's got stuff. But that opening shot of him, of Spider-Man falling to the city with the ripples on the suit and the spider coming into view and him swinging through New York. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That suit is perfect.
Man. I mean, I don't know. Again.
This is the best live-action Spider-Man suit.
Yeah, I think so.
Of all of them.
I like the MCU one. I think it's a little... yeah, this is the best one, though. We'll see. I haven't...
I'm interested to see Tom Holland's fourth movie.
I hope it happens, man.
Oh, it is.
Because I want to know where it goes.
He's already signed on and everything.
Cool. Good.
But yeah, it's your joy is quickly taken away when he is trying to stop this armored car heist headed by the Rhino.
I'm Paul Giamatti. I'm short.
And I'm playing a Russian. He's like dicking around with this guy, and it's like right before his graduation from high school. It's like you could like punch this dude out real quick and end this quickly, but no, you're letting this thing tear through New York.
Yeah, the tear through New York part I hated, but I did love the like. I think we talked about it last week. I don't know if it was recorded or not, but this Spider-Man, it's pretty great.
Yeah,
it's got some quips. You know, it's the closest Spider-Man you got.
This is my favorite Peter Parker.
I agree.
Not my favorite Spider-Man, but my favorite Peter Parker. Andrew Garfield is great in this role. You can separate the two.
No, you can. Sorry, I'm weighing out Holland.
Yeah,
It's hard.
Tom Holland's good, but
Yeah.
this was.
I think especially next week, I'll happily be like, yeah, Andrew Garfield is the winner. Just,
I mean, Tom Holland has the benefit of actually being a teenager when he was cast.
but you know what, man? I don't think he's my favorite Spider-Man.
That's
Spider-Man,
what I'm saying.
Not the character, the whole entity. The movies,
Okay,
those are my favorite. I think that Tobey Maguire is probably my favorite Peter Parker.
yeah.
But then, like you said too, this is my favorite Spider-Man. So it's kind of weird. Like Tom Holland's not my favorite of any of them, but he's my favorite.
I've got a favorite of all three. Like Spider-Man 2 is my favorite Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield is my favorite Peter Parker.
Yep.
And I think Tom Holland is my favorite Spider-Man just because he gets to interact with the other Avengers.
Yeah, and that's what's really hard is with him.
It feels like a real comic book Spider-Man.
Yeah, it does. But it's only because he can.
Mm-hmm.
God, that sounded stupid. He can interact with people. At this point, like if Andrew Garfield could have done this, I'm curious how it would have gone.
I think it would have gone great.
I think it would have been fantastic.
I don't think we would have ever heard of Tom Holland.
Nope. But you know what? I'm happy we did because
he's a good actor.
He gets shit movies, but yeah, he's a good actor.
Yeah. So he pulls the rhino's pants down. He stops the robbery eventually after it's destroyed half of New York, and he saves Max Dillon, who is unfortunate.
Oh.
It feels like someone told Jamie Foxx to go watch Batman Forever and say, hey, copy what Jim Carrey did with the Riddler.
All right, I'm going to give you a hot take.
Okay.
I don't like Jamie Foxx.
Oh.
The movie Collateral?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jamie Foxx and Jared Leto have the same problem. I'm already questioning my own comments, but
yeah,
they're way too into it. It doesn't feel natural to me. Granted, I'm basing Jamie Foxx off this movie alone. I've never seen Ray.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm taking it all back. I take it all back. I take it all back. Just in this movie, I don't love him.
Yeah, it's not a good. I don't know if that you don't know if that's his fault or not.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's the writing and the directing.
Yeah, it's the right.
I think he did everything he could have, but they just made. You're supposed to really like the nerd that gets destroyed.
Then he becomes so
creepy.
When it goes to his apartment, he's so off-putting.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem in this movie is the villains.
Yeah,
everything else is great. Like Jamie Foxx he is a good actor.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going back to everything I've seen him in. I'm like, no, he's good. He's good. It's this movie that bothers me.
Yeah. Like, have you seen Day Shift on Netflix?
No.
And while we're talking about Netflix, fuck you for the password sharing thing you're doing right now.
I thought you were saying that to me, and I'm like, oh, geez, Preston, what'd I do, bro?
But it's like the stunt team that did John Wick. It's like a vampire movie directed by a stuntman, and it's really good.
No, I want to watch it. I haven't seen it yet.
It's, it's almost, stuntmen make the best action movies. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't think that'd be that easy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at Jackie Chan.
Yeah. His whole crew was a bunch of stunt people, but anyway.
Spider-Man's saving the day. Gwen Stacy's giving a graduation speech, which
I don't remember the speech.
You've heard it 3 times in this movie, which I'm like, okay, we don't need to hear this again. But she breaks up with him.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say it's nice.
But he kind of deserves it.
Yeah.
Well, no, he breaks up with her.
Yes, sorry. This point, he breaks up with her because he's
like
haunted by her
he
dad.
keeps seeing Captain Stacy in the previous movie. At the end of it, after he fights the lizard and Captain Stacy dies, he's like, you need to stay away from Gwen if you're going to do this. And he broke that. It ends that movie with he breaks that promise, but in this movie, he goes right back to it. So it's like there no character arc at all.
Harry Osborn.
Oh,
I can't
God.
remember. Was he in the first one?
No, he was not. There was no Osborn. We didn't know who Osborn was. We never saw a picture of Osborn.
No, there was a
silhouetted shadow.
Silhouetted.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about the Harry Osborn performance?
Hated it.
I loved it.
Dane DeHaan is a good actor.
At the start, yeah, I was like, oh, I'm into this. And then when the Green Goblin especially popped up, I went, this is garbage.
I hate this. The Goblin is a disease? I don't like that. That's stupid. Also, the origin of Max Dillon, but we'll get to that.
All that.
Yeah.
So Harry Osborn's dad, Norman, dies, right?
Yeah, like Harry Osborn shows back up in town because I guess he's been at like college or something. And Norman Osborn has these long... I can't remember. I should have wrote down the disease because it's fucking wild. Something hyperplasia. It's fake disease that they came up with.
Oscorpius.
Yeah, and it's like he looks like a goblin, basically, and he's dying. And he dies in this movie.
What a waste of a good actor, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the first bad guy from the Bourne Identity.
God, what a movie. What a movie.
It's like, why did you hire that guy just to die in a bed? And look like a goblin. And then he just mentions to Harry that, hey, it's hereditary. And like, you're not feeling any symptoms yet, but you're gonna. And then immediately after his dad dies, he starts breaking out in weird goblin hives or something. I don't know. It's
so stupid. Then
bad.
right after this, you get the Max Dillon bullcrap where Ryan from The Office is a douche, and then he falls in a tank.
Alistair Smythe. Okay, so it's not there's like some subtle villains in this. Alistair Smythe, who becomes a spider slayer. You've got
shoot, that's who he is.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, like they just said the name Alistair Smythe, and I was like, oh, that's the Spider Slayer guy.
Yeah, but I think this is the point. Like where I like the MCU stuff now, they do little weird things and they pay off.
Yeah, and this was still is like
we're gonna name a character this because it exists.
This is 2014, where they still felt like they couldn't do weird comic book stuff. So instead, they make Max Dillon fall into a tank of electric eels to get his power. When in the comics, he was just an electrical lineman who fell into some power lines and got struck by lightning. That's stupid.
So,
and at least hint at his suit in the comics, at least.
Yeah.
You know? Like, put some red, so yellow and green in there somewhere.
Give me that green-yellow blend, bud.
Yeah. But he's in his apartment, and he's crazy. He's a crazy person. He's obsessed with Spider-Man.
That's why I hate this movie. And again, I'm picky because I love Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Gwen
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We're jumping ahead anyway.
At this point, like he falls in there. Not a lot of real story stuff happens. It's just like garbage. And then Gwen tells Peter she's going to move to England.
Well, yeah, after like because he didn't show up to dinner with her after graduation, and then like a year later he was following her, and I don't remember where they reconnect. I just know they do.
I think she calls him.
Yeah, and they just meet up and talk to each other and kind of sort of get back together.
But that's where Max goes to Times Square and accidentally blows it up. I'm kind of done. I don't think we have it anymore. But this point of like the villain, he's just misunderstood, and then he goes crazy.
Yeah.
F it. Give me a villain. Like,
No,
give me
this-
Doctor Doom. Give me
this dude-
full on, like, I'm going to kill somebody.
This dude was just weird. Like, he was unstable, treated poorly at work, and just not. Like, even if he wasn't unstable, he's very off-putting.
Yeah. Yeah. Does not help himself out, bud.
Not at all. But yeah, he attacks Times Square. Hears the voices in his head sound like a metal song. It's because right before he attacks Spider-Man, he's like, "He hates you. He set you up." If you go back and listen to it, you can hear that. And,
It goes like a.
yeah. He's just blowing up screens in Times Square. And there's a group of people that run up some stairs, but there's nowhere to go.
Oh, yeah. There are some terrible.
And Spider-Man saves them
terrible-
from being electrocuted. And then they just go back right down the stairs and leave the other way. Why didn't y'all do that before?
They were all going to touch the metal railing.
Yeah.
Preston, I've been in New York. I've gone to them. It's all metal. If it
Yeah.
touches their wires, they're all getting torched.
Yeah. But anyway,
Flat out. Yeah.
Spider-Man stops him with a fire hose. And Max
He
Dillon-
goes to Ravencroft.
Ravencroft, where he's... What was that doctor's name? He's another bad guy. I can't remember his name.
Ashley Kafka?
I
think that's right.
Dr. Kafka. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He's another Spider-Man villain.
John Jameson's in charge of security. Not to be confused with Jonah Jameson. And then
Yeah. J. Jonah
Leonard-
Jameson only shows up in this movie in an email.
yeah, that sucked.
Well, the story behind that is they tried to cast J. Jonah Jameson, but wouldn't you know it, they couldn't find anybody better than J.K. Simmons.
Dude, he is him.
He ruined that role for any other actor. He really did.
Ravencroft is that Moon Knight's asylum?
It's a mental institution in Marvel. I don't know if it was I don't know if that's the one he went to in the Marvel series.
Okay.
But I think Ravencroft is mostly associated with Spider-Man.
Yeah, I know, like Carnage, Doc Ock, Electro, they've all been there.
Yeah, and in Venom 2, Carnage breaks his girlfriend out of Ravencroft.
Mysterio, Vulture, all of them.
That's a doo-doo movie. That's
Doo-doo movie.
it's just straight doo-doo.
Don't make me watch it, man. Don't make me do it.
No, I wouldn't do that to anybody.
I love you. Thank you. So he's going there, but then Harry starts flipping lid.
Yeah, him and Peter have a conversation. It's like, hey, I'm back in town, Peter. What's going on? And then
I need that Spider-Man blood. I need to suck some dick. I need some blood.
Spider-Man's blood will save me. You need to you take his picture.
Hey, man, you think you could put his wiener in my mouth? Which movie did you watch? I watched Spider Sluts. The Amazing Spider Sluts 2. It was awesome. It was great, man. I loved it. There was a lot of weird stuff, man, but it was cool.
I'm surprised Emma Stone did that movie. Jeez.
Yeah, dude, I was pumped to see her. God, that's so weird. I'm such a creep.
So
anyway, the Daily Bulge. James Jonathan and the Daily Bulge hit it out of the park.
Oh,
okay.
That's good stuff.
No. Yeah. When is this when you figure out Peter Parker's dad has this train car? Is that here or is that later?
That is later after him and Gwen have another disagreement.
Well, I guess this is the setup, though, of I need the blood.
Yeah, because he figures out that, like, I think Harry figures out that the spider that bit him came from Oscorp's lab, and he kind of puts two and two together and is like, oh, that's the spider that bit Spider-Man, so his blood must contain something. Which, fun fact, the writers of this movie also wrote Star Trek Into Darkness.
Hey, boy.
With, guess what, a plot line at the end of the movie about magic blood.
Yeah, these people are
which came out
vampires.
around the same time as this movie.
That Kurt? Yeah, it is Kurtzman. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like at the end where Kirk dies and Spock is like, let's use the blood from the Tribbles. Or no, the blood from Benedict Cumberbatch. And
he did Mission Impossible 3. Did The Island. Which I like.
I like that movie.
Watchmen, uncredited. Cowboys and Aliens.
Ooh.
Star Trek Into the Darkness, this movie, then The Mummy with Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a stinker.
He's also the producer of Ender's Game and Now You See Me series.
So he keeps finding work.
Yeah, good for him. Whatever, bro. I don't care.
Yeah, so Peter comes to meet Harry as Spider-Man. So I can't give him my blood. It might kill you. First of all, if it does kill him,
Yeah, give it to him.
he's kind of losing it anyway, Peter. Like,
He's off the rocker, bub. Should have just done it and let him die.
yeah. So,
But that's when you get the takeover. He's kicked out as CEO.
yeah.
The other people power move him.
And fire and kick him out.
Stupid plot element. Like,
I hated it so. And there's
What?
also Felicia Hardy's in this movie, played by old girl from Rogue One.
yeah, she is.
Yeah.
And that's the assistant.
She was supposed to be Felicia Hardy, Black Cat,
Yeah. Why? What?
but she's just an assistant in this movie.
Okay. Yeah. Well, but when I heard the name, because like they're at the board, and he's like, "You're in charge of everyone," and he's like, "What's your name?" Felicia Hardy. And I went, "That's Black Cat, I think."
Yeah, that's who she's supposed to be.
God, yeah. This movie sucks balls because it's sets off so much stuff to pay off in another movie.
Felicity Jones is her name.
Felicity Jones. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, she's playing Felicia Hardy in this movie. And she's like a background character. Hate it so much.
I don't like this movie.
Yeah, we're skipping a lot of stuff
Oh.
because it doesn't matter.
But you know some of the some of the stuff that doesn't matter, I enjoyed. Some of the weird just stuff happening, it was great.
There's a lot of good
story. It's the story I hate.
Yeah, like because it jumps
The filler's
everywhere.
fun.
There's great concepts all over the screen, but like you just jammed them all together and it sucks.
Preston, who's the hottest Aunt May on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3.
Marissa Tomei.
That's the current one, right?
Yeah. Well, she's dead now. Rest in peace.
Wait, what?
The current Aunt May is dead. Like the actress is alive, but Aunt May is dead.
Jeez, dude, I was like, the actress died. How did it happen? I don't know, dude. This Miss Doubtfire lady.
You mean Sally Field?
Yeah, son.
She got to be like 70 in this movie.
I watched her on the corner of my eye watching 80s for Brady.
No, you need to go watch Smokey and the Bandit. That's where she's like, pow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. All right, guys. Hey, great podcast. Aunt May Watch 2023. We'll catch you next time. Yeah. This movie falls apart at this point, though.
Harry, after he gets fired, goes to Ravencroft and releases Electro, who looks like Dr. Manhattan now.
I'm going to tell you something. Next week, when we see this character again, why didn't they just do that in this movie?
Well, we don't see Electro.
Yeah, we do. Jamie Foxx.
He's not in Far From Home. Not No Way Home. Far From Home.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Misread. I suck. Okay. Never mind. Okay, No Way Home. That's how he should have been, dude. He's got the yellow eye.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just still don't like his performance in that movie.
I don't like it. I don't like it as much as I don't like him here.
Yeah.
Um,
So they decide to work together on this grand plan to kill Spider-Man because somehow they both figure. That's one thing about No Way Home. Real quick, Electro's brought in because he knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Does he ever figure out Peter Parker is Spider-Man in this movie?
no. Peter Parker. I mean, Electro never knows. Never at all.
Because I was thinking about that last night. I was like, well, Electro's in No Way Home, and the conceit was that it was everybody who knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man was brought in. But I don't think...
Preston? Hey, Preston. Hey, do you see this can? Look how shiny it is.
Yeah.
Shut your freaking mouth.
Well, I never thought about that till I watched this movie again. Like, it never crossed my mind.
Here, I was like, oh, shoot, dude. Like, it's a plot point. But I think I think their justification is it's not people that knew who Peter Parker was Spider-Man. It's people that their death meant something to Spider-Man. No.
That's comic book logic. Nobody cares.
Yeah. So this dumb movie continues at this point.
Peter Parker, while trying to, after his, we'll cut back to Peter Parker, who has a damaged web shooter at this point from his first fight with Electro.
But Preston, let me ask you.
Yeah,
Spider-Man to you, does he have a web shooter or not?
Yeah, he has a web shooter. That's weird.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I loved the 90s comics of him like having to refuel it. It was money. Tobey Maguire is a weirdo.
That makes it creates a lot of tension sometimes when he's out of web fluid in different stories. That's the kind of the point of.
I feel like Tobey Maguire's Superman.
I hate it.
I got a problem with Superman of the like. I got all this web fluid because I haven't jerked it in a while. But dude, how much of this is getting cut? Anyway.
So he creates a conspiracy wall after he finds tokens in a calculator in his dad's old suitcase that go to a subway that has a lab in it.
Hated this, man.
During the montage of the conspiracy wall plays Philip Phillips. Why?
All this was garbage. Straight
it was
hot
terrible.
Trash garbage.
Like,
this is Sony bullcrap.
Mm-hmm. It's using Google this time instead of Bing from the first movie.
I did pick up on that, and that made me chuckle.
So he finds this lab in an abandoned subway that is you access with subway tokens. And I'm not sure what he does there. Like, what's the purpose of that?
He watches a video that his dad made.
Yeah. From the plane?
No, not the plane. It's while they're about to leave.
Gotcha.
Which explains why they're leaving. And that's when you understand he put his DNA in the
exactly.
spider serum.
That's why why Peter Parker is Spider-Man, because his dad's DNA, which I hated. I hate that.
Yeah, I'm with you. Spider-Man to me, like, I love him because some idiot nerd got bit by a spider he shouldn't have.
Yeah, he was sneaking around in a place he shouldn't have been, and he got bit.
And I think that's really where I hate this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Is you kind of tore apart the main thing. I don't know.
Yeah. So
you go back to Oscorp at this point.
Yeah,
that's when the murder happens.
Harry and Electro stroll through, and
Ray Charles. Yeah.
They kill the. I guess the head of board of directors, whoever he is, they kill him.
They go down to the special. Well, I can't remember the name of this junk was. It is hilarious. They called it
basement of origins.
Special projects. What? Everyone's
it's the basement.
Something's there.
It's the basement of Origins with the Falcon's wing, the Vulture's wings, Doctor Octopus's arms, the Rhino suit. That's where the Rhino suit comes from.
Some dude was cranking it hard, going, well, I could put the Vultures costumes, the Green Goblins, the Roblins, all these things into one places. God, I hate it. If that's, I'm so happy this died. If they'd have gone down that Sinister Six path of Oscorp funded all this, like gave them all this stuff, God, F it, dude. No way.
The reason why this particular franchise died was Andrew Garfield got fired because he didn't go to a meeting with a bunch of Sony executives. Like, he just blew off the meeting, which good on him. He's like, I made my money. What do I need to meet with you for?
Yeah. Preston, sorry, bud. I know we're sponsored by Sony on this podcast, but Sony sucks.
I wish. I'll take any sponsorship.
Yeah, you clip that out if you are, but yeah.
Between here.
You get that whole thing of, like, he gets the guy to inject them.
Yeah.
Then he crawls to the goblin suit, which has the healing thing. Oh, I was done.
And it's a very grotesque transformation scene that apparently was even worse, where like his teeth would shatter and reform, and a bunch of different scenes, and they showed it to a bunch of kids, and they were like, "We hate this. Why?" No, I don't want to see that. Worst.
I mean, like, we've only had one goblin, really.
It's better. It's better than Goblin Jr. from Spider-Man 3. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I agree. But man, it makes me mad. Like, why do we have to do the Goblin? Why do we have to do that? Like, that's Spider-Man. Like, I think he has 3 big arch nemesis. You know, he's got
Dr. Octavius,
Doc Ock, Green Goblin.
Yeah,
and Kingpin. I think Kingpin's the ultimate Spider-Man villain.
He's more. I think he's become more of a Daredevil. Yeah.
Yeah. God, give me that, dude. Give me Spider-Man and Daredevil, or Deadpool and Spider-Man. Give me that. Like, give me some of this stuff.
I hope so.
Oh, I got, yeah. God, yeah.
I can't wait for the new Daredevil series.
You're gonna have to, because the writers.
Like, it's shut down.
Never watching anything ever again. Freaking Stranger Things is never gonna happen, dude.
That thing's about dead anyway.
So those kids, they're 9 years old.
Yeah, those kids grew up too fast.
They've probably never mind. Called it. Called that one, guys. One for me.
But after Harry kills the executive, he lets Electro into the electric grid.
The grid is yours, and I immediately started humming Tron Legacy songs.
But before all this, before the final act of this movie, Peter chases Gwen down before she goes into her Oxford interview.
Spits his web out and says, "I love you."
And we'll get to the Kevin Feige notes in a minute, but this was one of them. Like,
let's get through the end of this movie, because there's not much more left.
Yeah, I don't like this performance.
Making out and doing it on top of the Brooklyn Bridge, and the power goes out,
and she's wearing the exact suit, the exact dress from the comics from where she dies. So it's like telegraphing it a mile away.
Which I did appreciate. I was like, okay, great.
So somebody paid attention.
So that's the only person that paid attention to the comics. They fight freaking, Dumbledore over here.
To Itsy Bitsy Spider and Dubstep.
Oh, man. I finished this movie this morning, and it was like, what? Wait a minute. Did I just miss this the several hundred times I've watched this?
Yeah, but after, he defeats Electro, as he always does. And then New Goblin shows up, or first Green Goblin, I guess.
How stupid. God. Someone got greedy.
Yeah. He picks up, he snatched up Gwen, drops her, Peter saves her, I think.
Yeah.
Is that how she falls?
Drops her on like some cogs, keeps fighting, stuff breaks out, she falls. shoots his web, and that girl gets killed.
It grabs her, and then he stops real quick, and then does it hit her? Does she hit her head, or does she snap her back?
Head.
Okay, because it's never really clear. But
so basically, Spider-Man is a murderer.
Well,
Spider-Man killed her.
She dies. Another Spider-Man movie ends with a funeral.
I'm gonna tell you straight up. I remember the first time I watched this. Every time I watched it, that's the saddest thing. After
it is sad. It's a really sad scene.
I appreciated.
Andrew Garfield's good at sad.
Yeah, he is. That's the like. Oh yeah, he's good. I mean, he spends like 5 months moping.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife's not dead.
In a deleted scene, his dad shows up at the grave.
His dad or her dad?
His dad. Alive. Real. So he wasn't dead. It's deleted. It's a deleted scene.
Oh, they did good on that one then.
Yeah. Shailene Woodley was supposed to play Mary Jane. That got cut out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Plenty of that. There was already enough in this movie. We don't need more. But as has been teased through this whole episode, one of the things that came out of the Sony hack of 2014, I guess, I can't remember when it was, 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
There was a possibility that this Spider-Man was going to be in an Avengers movie. He was almost in the first Avengers movie, but they couldn't make it happen. And they sent this movie to Kevin Feige to get notes on it because he might be in the MCU. He might have been in the MCU. First one. There are too many storylines, and we need to choose which ones we are focusing on and lift out the other ones, i.e., could reduce Father Arc to just Roosevelt. The train car.
Yeah.
Could cut out plane crash and Richard destroying spiders and start on armored car. Don't start with Spider-Man. Let the danger/stakes in NYC build first and then have Spider-Man enter the scene heroically. Which you would take out one of the best shots in the movie. But anyway, I guess you could cut to that shot at some point. But anyway, tone down Paul Giamatti performance so he seems a bit more menacing and less cartoonish.
Yeah, what a joke.
Really love Electro. Feels like you may not need the scene in his apartment, which makes him seem completely crazy and hard to relate to.
Yep.
Need to set up power plant earlier visually. Like the idea that that's stupid. There could be a better way to reveal that Peter is missing graduation. Maybe when you cut Gwen, you cut to the wide shot. Harry's story feels like a main plot of this movie. Peter should look into the past because of Harry. Maybe find some photos of them together as kids. Use Obsession Wall more to set up this part of his past, not just what happened to his parents. So I was trying to figure out what happened with where Harry has come from, and not sure what Peter learns at Roosevelt is entirely correct. We're distracted by the idea that Peter became Spider-Man because of his father's blood. All the special backstory with his super scientist dad fights with the idea that Peter is a normal kid from Queens who becomes the greatest superhero in the world. And finally, Andrew's performance is all over the place. A lot of crying and a lot of mania. Hard to track him emotionally sometimes. It undermines his reaction to Gwen's death because he gets upset and emotional a lot.
Yeah, he's a big crybaby.
So, wouldn't you know it, the guy that oversaw one of the best franchises in entertainment history has some pretty good ideas about how to make a movie.
Yet, he still doesn't have full control.
Yeah. Well, narratively, he does.
Oh, is that how that works? He's got the narrative, but not...
Marvel has like the narrative and merchandise control.
That's cool. I mean, look, if they got the narrative... no one's going to cheap out and not making Spider-Man look good. So
Sony gets like the distribution and which now even like these Sony movies have shown up on Disney Plus. So like they're getting closer and closer to like. But that's The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
8-1.
I get a 7.
Second guessing my ranking, but I'm not taking it back.
Oh, also the final scene where he chucks a sewer lid, I don't know what you call it, at the Rhino. That was in all the trailers. And it's the final shot of the movie, and Rhino's not even in this movie.
Yeah, that's problemsome.
And then you have the at the end, the post-credit scene with the Basement of Origins. And the guy just walks past all those metal versions of the Sinister Six. It's like...
To never be used, ever.
Yeah. Except in a very good Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
Who has
That's the payoff.
A story 100 times better than this.
Yep. Preston?
Yeah.
Pull up Google.
Okay.
Type in Mark Sinclair.
I'm scared.
No, you will be.
Sinclair. Vin Diesel?
That's Vin Diesel's real name.
Oh my God. I guess I never questioned it. I always thought Vin Diesel sounded like a fake name.
Never questioned it. This week I figured it out.
Oh God.
Yep, you're welcome.
Oh, I found his girlfriend. Ooh.
I'm just spreading the gospel of Mark Sinclair.
Oh my gosh. All right. Here you go, Fast 10 friends.
Suck it. Preston, what you watching?
Ugh. Silo.
Gotta pick it up, man. I haven't done it yet. I'm going to.
Have you hit the Ted Lasso finale?
Done.
That was a really good finale.
It was.
That episode felt like a Ted Lasso episode as opposed to most of this season.
Spoilers for anyone listening that hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
I really love the play on words. Rebecca's boyfriend, whatever, the guy at the end when they're in Amsterdam.
Yeah, the guy from Amsterdam, yeah.
Yeah, he's a Flying Dutchman.
Ah.
Yeah.
He's a pilot.
Yeah. Pretty good.
I'm playing I picked up Watch Dogs on sale on Steam.
Ooh, that's a good game. Yeah.
I hated it when it first came out. I was like, I don't.
Patches made it so much better.
Yeah, and then like I booted like the last time I played it was on like the Xbox One when I bought that.
Mm-hmm.
Booted it up on PC this week. Okay, it's pretty good. Story's a little.
It's weird. Yeah, it's typical that time period. Just. Yeah. I'm still playing Zelda. I'm going to be playing it for the next month, 2 months, 3 months.
I don't have a Switch, so I can't.
Don't do it. Don't get sucked into it. It's bad. Started watching Fubar.
Is that any good?
I haven't finished the first episode. It's pretty enjoyable.
Okay.
I mean, it's one of those you know what you're in for kind of deals. But it's way better than the Expendables.
I read a lot of stuff that said it wasn't great, but
I'm sure it's going to go downhill after this episode, just to be honest. But I don't know. I like Schwarzenegger, so I'm kind of like, a couple one-liners. I can do this.
At time of recording, Expendables 4 trailer dropped today.
Oh.
I hate it so much.
It looks awful.
Yeah. Go back to our opinions on that series because I thought it would be fun.
Keep all the dames out of it, dude. Let it be the boys.
Well, that's it for this week. Next week, we will finish up
Mysterious it up, baby.
With our look at Far From Home, Spider-Man's European Vacation. There's no Iron Man. There's just a guy that worked for Iron Man. If you have a suggestion for a movie we should do, you can send that to secondtakemoviespod@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram at Second Take Movies. Subscribe to the YouTube. Like the YouTube. Comment on the YouTube. Leave reviews where you can.
Click that bell.
Am I missing anything? I don't think so. We'll see you next week.